Hi you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Michelle and this is a word of caution regarding watching pick a card love readings. So while there is nothing inherently wrong with wanting to know where you stand with the love interest on your mind, the reason why you're wanting to know where you stand with them matters greatly, as it can greatly impact your mental and emotional well-being. So a very good question to ask yourself when it comes to why you're watching pick a card love readings is, am I simply curious or am I actually clinging? Holding on to hope isn't always a good thing, especially if it's keeping you stuck in limerence or in codependence. The last thing I want to do is to enable limerence and codependence with the content that I create. I want to help you create a life in which you're truly thriving, not keep you stuck in survival mode. And I know how it all works because I've been there. So this is where grace, knowledge, understanding, and compassion come in. It's okay if the only way you're able to self-soothe in this moment is by way of participating in coping mechanisms, distractions, and the like. As long as you're also doing yourself a favor by learning how to heal the wounding that has been fueling any limerence and or codependent patterns that you might have. My promise to you is that as you heal the wounding, your dependency on your SP, which means specific person, aka the person on your mind, or your ex, will begin to dissolve naturally, to the point where you're not even curious about what they're thinking and how they're feeling about you anymore. I know this to be true from personal experience. When you're ready to start healing the wounding, I have some amazing resources to get you going. My personal recommendation is to start with 2 videos, how to stop manifesting separation, and then the other one is called Releasing the Wants. Both videos will be linked in the description box below. My heart is always with you guys, and with that I bid you more happy viewing. Love, Michelle. What is going on, Pile 1? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We are doing another pick a card love reading. Tapping in and channeling through a reading I have not done on this channel for a while, okay? It is my Confusing Love Connection reading. And basically, we're going to be looking at, or doing 6 readings in one today. We're going to get very detailed with it. If you want to know all the questions that we're going to be looking into, what we're going to be tapping into, just check the description box. I'll put the description or the outline of the reading in the description box. Otherwise, feel free to just, kick back and just enjoy the reading as it unfolds, okay? So keep in mind, this is a collective, a general love reading, so whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. If something doesn't quite land, just drop that message or that information and just leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Just check the description box below for booking details. I have a lot of readings available in the specific person category, including this exact reading in this exact format, okay? There is a link in the description box for this reading specifically. It's called Confusing Connection Love Reading, okay? So just check the description box if you want to book this specific reading in this exact format. All right, you guys, we're going to get right into your guys' reading. You guys were drawn to the, what is that? The Tiger Eye Heart. First, what we're going to look at is your person's overall mood and energy towards you and their connection with you. Ooh, it's pretty. We got Butterfly Spirit in the upright position, and it says transformation is beautiful. We also have the Knight of Wands in the reverse, the Lovers, and the 4 of Wands. Okay, overall, you guys, the energy that your person is in when it comes to you and their connection with you is very promising. It's actually really beautiful. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, this can probably talk about a different approach that your person is wanting to take to your guys' connection, because maybe the way that they have been doing things in the past just hasn't been I guess working, right? Hasn't been working. Up until this point, your person's like their sexual and or romantic energy towards you could have been, yes, very strong, okay, very strong, but also very inconsistent. A lot of desire and a lot of passion, but there wasn't a lot of planning. Any action that may have been taken towards you could have been very sporadic. You know, again, not a lot of planning. Sporadic and spontaneous when they did take action. Probably a lot of stops and starts. You know, strong declarations of love or passion or desire, and then maybe going quiet or pulling back. With the Knight of Wands in the reverse, your person, they do want you, pile one. They feel very turned on by you and by the connection with you. And they're still shedding some kind of an impulsive, immature, chaotic nature. Okay, there's been a very impulsive way of relating to you and behaving with you and within the connection, and it feels like that may be what they're working on transforming, is how they've been showing up. Okay, because with the Lover's energy right here and the Four of Wands, your person is not, they may have been showing up in a way that looks casual because they haven't been, you know, making plans, or just, you know, very impulsive and spontaneous and sporadic in nature, showing up in that energy. But underneath that all, there is a very, like, your guys, you, pile one, and your connection with them, pile one, carries importance to your person. Okay, very much so. There's a genuine magnetism between the two of you. There's chemistry there. And right now, you know, pile one, your person is actively weighing what it means to choose you, not just to desire you. Your person could very well feel at home with you. Yes, comfortable, but not in a lazy way, right? This is like the Four of Wands is that feeling of home, that feeling of familiarity, but it's that feeling where it's like you come home and it's joyous. It's a joyous celebration. It's happy. It's a happy homecoming. This is how your person could feel every single time you come around. Okay, you make them very happy. Your connection with them, pile one, makes your person very happy. Which is why, you know, I mean, they show up at all. Your person is kind of giving me these vibes of somebody that might get bored very easily, but they don't get bored with you. All right. There's an energy here of your person wanting to see what more there is under the covers, so to speak. But when I hear that, I'm picturing someone popping the hood of a car, okay, wanting to see what else is there, what else this thing is made of, in a good way. It's like your person knows. I don't know why I'm getting this. It's like your person knows they have this super car, this sports car, right? Or a super sports car, and they haven't really been utilizing it. You know, they've had access to it, but they haven't really been utilizing their access to it. They know that, you know, it can go really fast. They know it has insane horsepower. They know they could have a lot of fun in it, blah, blah, blah. But they've just kind of been letting it, you know, either sit on the lot or in the garage, or just, you know, out in the parking lot or the driveway, and not really doing anything with it, right? Every now and again, they'll go take it for a spin. But now your person is like, I wonder what happens if I got real about driving this thing and really utilizing it. So like, let's see what's under the hood. Let's see what more this baby is made out of, right? What more it has. And so there's more of this energy here of your person really wanting to maybe get out of that Knight of Wands in the reverse energy and be way more intentional when it comes to how they're showing up in their connection with you. Pile one, okay? So let's see, let's get their thoughts and feelings real quick. Pile one's person. Let's get their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. We're going to get 6 of these cards. Pile one's person. What are their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile one? We're going to do no DELULU. No DELULU. One more shuffle. What is pile one's person? Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile one, please. No DELULU. Pile one. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. Let's get a few more. Give me a second while I get these out, and then I'll let you guys know what I got on the board, okay? All right. Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is that energy of your person not really utilizing what they have with you. Meaning, like, you know, they have access to a bank account with, you know, $100 million in it. I don't know why the way your person thinks about you and thinks about your connection, they think about you very high end, in a good way. You know, you're that, you know, you're the designer threads that they want, but maybe, you know, but it's funny. It's because it's like they have these things, you know, it's not something that's still just waiting in the store. It's like, no, they're, you know, the designer threads are in your closet, the sports car is in your garage. You know, you have access to this amazing bank account and you're not using any of it, you know, and so it's neat the way that the energy is coming through of how your person is thinking about you. They're thinking about you, pile one, and their connection with you as being very high end, top quality, top tier, that kind of thing. And yet they have access to all these things and they're not using it. All right, so out on the board we have living single. I'm afraid of losing you. I moved on. I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. Okay, so your person may have walked away from your guys' connection at some point. For some of you. Yeah, because next to I'll do whatever it takes to win you back, we have something or someone else has my attention. And then we also have trust issues that came out with as long as you love me and we're happy, who cares what they think. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have enjoying the silence. Okay, let me check that bottom of the deck energy real quick. It can mean a couple of different things. Tell me about enjoying the silence, please. This bottom of the deck energy. Oh, this is still in the background. The Queen of Wands. What does this mean? Give me a minute, you guys. Okay. Yeah, you guys might be in separation right now. It's interesting to note that we got the Queen of Wands in the upright position and then we have the Lovers coming out in the reverse. Okay, so you guys may not be talking right now. The interesting thing is that they're kind of okay with that. They're not pressed about it. Okay. Living single, I'm afraid of losing you. Your person, yeah, your person does not want to lose you. That's not their intention. I'm also hearing that they don't want to lose ground with you as well. Tell me more about I moved on. Oh yeah, some of you, there was an ending here. All right, with the World in the upright position coming out with the Four of Cups in the reverse. Yeah. And so, I mean, you know, for those of you, you are tuning in to maybe ask about somebody that you've been separated from for a while, okay? Your person could be just going through some kind of a transformational process right now, but seriously, when it comes to you and their connection with you, there's something about absence here that is making the heart grow fonder. Okay, because one of the main energies out on the board is your person is afraid of losing you. So, I mean, yes, they may have walked away, but it's like they walked away and left the door open. Okay, if it wasn't open, they left it unlocked. Okay, with the hope of maybe being able to come back. Yeah, because it says I'll do whatever it takes to win you back. I mean, your person may have walked away, whether it's, you know, because of a third party. Maybe they walked away to try to better themselves. All right, with this butterfly spirit coming through here. Tell me about something or someone else has my attention. Oh, this is interesting. At first, this wanted to come out in the reverse, but it's coming out in the upright position. This is more of a situation, more of a thing than it really is a person. Now, I'm not saying that a person is not involved, but it's not so much, if there is a third party person in the mix, there's a situation connected to that person that has your person's attention. It's not so much the third party person as much as it is a third party thing. Okay, it's like a situation that seems very resilient, that doesn't feel like it's wanting to go anywhere with the Nine of Wands. Okay, give me a minute. No, I'm going to be honest. Let me see. That's the Eight of Wands in the reverse. Let me look at something real quick. Okay. Yes, your person is wanting to be able to walk away from whatever it is or whomever it is that has their attention. Okay. But it's like they're doing it very slowly, or it's something that has to be done very slowly. They can't just sprint away. It could be something that happens like in phases. Okay. Whose trust issues are these? Give me a minute. Pile one or pile one's person. They're your trust issues. Okay. And for some reason, so your person is referencing trust issues with them that you might have. And that's coming out with, as long as you love me and we're happy, who cares what they think? So I don't know if there's something going on with other people, like not just a third party, but like friends, family, the opinions of others. What's everyone else going to think? Your person could be afraid of gossip, or you could be afraid of gossip. Interesting that we have the, let's see, what is that? The Ace of Wands in the reverse, and then we have the Ace of Swords in the upright position at the bottom of the deck. I mean, there's a truth here that's known, okay? Some kind of a breakthrough, or, you know, something with some maybe enlightening communication or clarity, right, is here at the bottom of the deck, but it doesn't seem like any action is moving forward. It's like you've gained some kind of clarity or understanding when it comes to this person, and your person is aware of that, pile one. But there still is a hesitancy to still like get things off the ground, like as far as, and that's three aces that came out, because we had the Ace of Pentacles that came out earlier. Interesting. A lot of movement and action wanting to happen in this space, but what is interesting to note is there hasn't really been a lot of cup energy that came out, emotional energy. Why is pile one's person afraid of losing pile one? Tell me more about the Six of Wands in the reverse. They get some kind of, they get like an ego boost from you, pile one. if it's not an ego boost, it's like this blast of energy they get from you and from their connection with you. It's like if, if they're normally swimming at the bottom of the scale when it comes to like joy, bliss, just an overall sense of well-being, and then they get around you or they start spending time with you, it's like you move that needle up quite a few notches, right? Especially with that Four of Wands energy that was coming through in this butterfly spirit. You do something, you shift your person's state, their feeling state, or their feeling state shifts, I should say, when they get in, like when you guys are connected, when you guys are communicating. And they're fine with communication, but there's something about actual action, like taking action, following through, that your person is having a problem with for some reason. They're afraid of failing when it comes to you. They're afraid that whatever love offer they might have available to put on the table, like there's either like they're afraid of not measuring up to expectations. They're afraid of failing. They're afraid of whatever the offer they're wanting to give. Like they're afraid that it's not going to be good enough or it's not going to live up to your standards. There's just a lot going on. And I can see why we have the butterfly spirit here with, transformation is beautiful. Because all of these things your person is really looking at. Let me look at the Lovers over here real quick. Is that talking about a decision? Let's talk about soulmates, okay? They're in soulmate energy. That's what that Lovers over there stands for. So they feel in their element, okay? Whoever they are at their core, whoever they are at their best, when they're feeling their best, you bring them closer to that version of themselves, the version of themselves that they like the most, okay? They love the way that they feel about themselves when they are around you as a result of their connection with you. And so that's partly why, or maybe even a lot of the reason why, they are afraid of losing you, because there's energies here. It's not so much like it might be the energy in this message is not as strong, but there might be some implication that your person, yes, they feel like they feel like they can be themselves when they're around you, but it's more than that. I don't really know. For some of you, I'm not picking up that they don't feel they can be themselves around other people, but it's like with you, they know that they can be themselves, and there's an added bonus of you make them feel good about being themselves. You make them feel good about themselves and about who they are. It's like you give them an energetic boost. You give them an ego boost. You just, but not a bad ego boost. You remind them of how amazing they are, okay? Because sometimes it seems like they have a tendency to forget. Let's see. Where do you currently stand with your person? Where does pile 1 currently stand with their person? We got not today. We also have karmic relationship. So not today says not dealing, hurt, avoiding a conversation, avoiding a call, or avoiding a person. We have boundaries and still angry. Karmic relationship says fleeting, triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Give me one more. We also, there's that soulmate card again. So yes, soulmate energies that your person is in, and that they do feel this kind of the soulmate energy when they're with you. And it has taken on a very karmic feeling, okay? Soulmate, karmic relationships, soulmates, it is what, soulmate can either reflect the healing that you've already done, or soulmates can reflect, the wounds that still need to be healed, right? And it's the soulmate energies that come in that reflect the wounding that needs to be healed that can be the most tumultuous, right? And so, this is, where you stand with your person. It's like, this is probably why they're enjoying the silence, is because when they do get around you, yes, they feel good, they feel the soulmate energy, and when things are going really good with you guys, things are really good. And at the same time, even if there's no fighting, even if there's no arguments, For your person anyway, there's this feeling of there's like a 4D or 4K, right? 4K, of a high definition 4K mirror. And it's like your person, for whatever reason, when they are in your presence, yes, they're both aware of what's amazing about them, but then they're also aware of, what they perceive as faults or flaws, how they're not measuring up. Because, that may be why all that stuff was coming through, like high-end stuff. They see you as high-end, and maybe they don't see themselves as that way, or maybe they feel like they don't quite fit in that world. That could be literal, but I'm talking energetically. Your person is seeing you as, somebody with a whole lot of options that maybe they don't really have. It's like, yes, they have access to all this stuff, energetically anyway, but for some reason, I was going to say they lack the ability, but actually what's coming through, they're saying they lack the integrity. Okay. They're afraid they're going to be irresponsible with it, is what it is. And yes, with that Knight of Wands showing up in the reverse, that makes a lot of sense. So yeah, your person is afraid of losing you in a sense because they're afraid they're going to mess it up. It's like, okay, if I allow myself full access to this bank account with all, because sometimes, when you, and this is just a metaphor, but people think of what they would do if they won the lottery or won $1 million, but people aren't understanding. It's like, money amplifies you, good and or bad. So if you have any like bad habits, money isn't gonna money won't fix a wound, right? It may help, like the novelty of it will, right, in the beginning, but then you still have your problems. And so that's kind of like where your person is at. I don't know. It's really strange, pile one, because there does seem to be like your person does appear to have, or at least energetically, they're coming through. It's like they know themselves, right? They're, they're like, I know. It's like, I know that if I get access, I'm just going to mess it all up. And so I'm just, it's like they're allotting. They don't want to take your guys' connection in small doses. And that's like, usually when I pick up on the energy of people taking connections in small doses is because energetically it's too much, right? But for your person, it's like, no, I'm doing these, I'm only utilizing this every once in a while because I like it too much. And if I like it too much, I'm going to binge on it, right? And that's kind of what it is. Your person is afraid of maybe losing control of themselves for some reason. It's like they're afraid of maybe getting lost in their connection with you in a way that is self-destructive and destructive to you and destructive to your guys' connection. There is kind of, yes, they keep saying there's a lack of integrity when it comes to them. That's interesting to note that we have living single and not today. Like, your person just isn't in the mind space, or they just aren't in the energetic space at all right now. There's responsibility that comes with having a lot of money, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with having a gorgeous, huge mansion, and there's a lot of responsibility that comes with, having a super sports car, a McLaren or a Bugatti or whatever. And it's like, yeah, of course they want it, but they're like, I'm not responsible enough to really take care of it. You know what I mean? They're like, so they're being very kind of self-aware, thinking about things in a very sober manner in that sense. It's like your person, they're like, I know myself, they're like, I know myself, pile one. I know that, I'm just, a lack of integrity. And then we got not enough at the bottom of the deck. It says frustrated in relationship, lack of confidence, self-sabotage. There it is. Yeah. We got fear/ego issues and jealousy. Your person does not trust themselves. It's like they don't want you to give them the key, that's what I'm picking up on. It's like, thank you for giving me, for offering me the keys to this car, or offering me the PIN number to that bank account, or offering to give me the keys to the mansion. But honestly, I don't want it. Not because I don't think it's the greatest thing on planet Earth, but because I'm just not responsible. I don't have the integrity. I don't have a sense of responsibility. I'm going to mess it up, you know? I'm going to sabotage it somehow. I'm going to ruin it. I'm not, you know, you see what I'm saying? It's that kind of a thing. Let's find out what it is they're wanting. What do they want with pile 1? We got spell work, but it is showing up. Okay, I do like that. That it is coming up in the reverse, because we do have spell work in the reverse. It did come out on top of I'll do whatever it takes to win you back, but they're saying not to the point where they're manipulating. They'll do whatever it takes to win you back within the confines of integrity. And so they're not gonna, what they're saying is, I'm not going to stoop so low that I'm going to lie to you, that I'm going to tell you what I think that you need to hear regardless of whether or not it's true. It's like they're not going to utilize manipulation to win you back. You know, when they're saying I'll do whatever it takes to win you back, pile 1, they're saying I'm going to do whatever I can do while still make sure, you know, I'm being truthful, I'm being honest about my capabilities and stuff like that, right? That's where they're acting in integrity. Let's make a couple. Oh, then we got soulmate showing up at the bottom of the deck again. Wow. That's 3 times already soulmates has shown up, even though one time it showed up at the back of the deck. Let's see. Let's get a couple more. What does pile 1's person want with pile 1 in their connection with pile 1? Chaser. Okay, let's get one more. We also have work. This feels like work on themselves. This is focused on work, working hard and long hours, love at work. And then Chaser says low self-esteem, validation of self-worth, and abandonment issues. And then we also have fear and ego issues over here. This almost feels like your person recognizing that they need to work on those things. They need to work on their lack of integrity. I mean, your person is really, I mean, it is actually very... It is a thing of integrity that your person is saying, thank you for wanting to give me the keys to the house, but trust me, I'll ruin it, okay? So you keep the keys, right? I mean, there's, yes, you know, energetically, I mean, that in and of itself is your person having integrity. They're coming out saying, this relationship and this connection with you, pile 1, requires a level of responsibility and a level of care that I, at this point in time, I'm just not capable of. Not that I don't want to, I'm just not capable of it. I have some growing up that I'm needing to do, which, you know, in the process here, we have the butterfly spirit, you know. We also have karmic relationship with letting go and loving you, lessons, and, you know, soulmate energy coming through. You know, it's... hold on, and then we got forever change at the bottom of the deck. It says a new self, lasting changes, and a love that transforms. There's that butterfly energy again. Let me see, is this butterfly energy, is this actually something that's happening and underway right now? Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, very much so, with the King of Wands. Your person is growing up, pile 1, literally. They're evolving as a person. They're showing up initially as a Knight of Wands in the reverse. They are going through some kind of, and that's why we have not today. And not enough, probably, and I will check the bottom. I'll do that right now. Not enough. Tell me more about that. Bottom of the deck energy. That's on its way out. Okay. The part of them that was making them very unreliable, very ungrounded, unable to, you know, see things through, the part of them that's making them, you know, maybe run away from commitments and stuff like that is being transformed as we speak. With the King of Wands in the upright position, that's the king of aligned action. Meaning, you know, when they decide that they want to move towards something and it clicks, the King of Wands has no problem pursuing and going after and maintaining what it is they're wanting. Okay, so your person is building, okay, transforming into, or I should say from a Knight of Wands in the reverse into a King of Wands in the upright position. That's the good news. Now the bad news is that they're still in that process. They're still in the process of that happening. Okay, that's why there may not be a lot happening between the two of you. You know, if you are in communication, there could still be a lot of stops and starts. A lot of forward moving motion, and then maybe forward moving motion stalls, or y'all could even maybe go back a step or two, stuff like that, right? I love though that we have spell work coming up in the reverse. Your person they want to be full of integrity. They don't want to feel like they have to manipulate you. They don't want to feel like they have to tell you what they think you want to hear. It's one of those things with the Lovers here. It's like if pile one chooses me and I choose pile one, I want it to be because both of us are showing up as our best and our authentic selves. You see what I'm saying? Tell me about Chaser. Yeah, okay. So with being clarified by the Three of Pentacles in the reverse, this is your person. This feels like them saying like they need to chase. This is not a time for them. Like what they're wanting, they're like, this isn't a time for us to work on things together. Three of Pentacles in the reverse. That's, you know, let me look at work real quick. Tell me more about work. For what they're wanting. Oh. You're worth it coming through as the Queen of Wands in the upright position. This is also them feeling like, especially during this time with enjoying the silence, you know, just do what makes you feel good. Do what brings you joy, pile one, while they're focused on, you know, transforming and building themselves from the inside out. Because right now it's like they're just not, it's not even in their desires, their intentions to want to work together with you at this point in time. Right now your person feels like they don't work well as part of a team. They could be, you know, a bit of a lone wolf, but it's more coming from a space of isolation. You know, and I mean, they could be, you know, some of us, we are just, you know, inherently lone wolves, and still, you know, when we are called to work with other people, we can still work very well within the dynamics of a team. And it looks like your person is realizing, you know, they got some things to work on when it comes to connections, right? And their ability to work well with other people. And this is kind of feels like what they're trying, you know, to work on is the aspects of themselves that they know that they need to work on that make them not the best partner in, you know, their connection with you and their connections with other people. They could see themselves as hard to get along with the Five of Swords showing up in the reverse, but they're, you know, but with the Five of Swords showing up in the reverse, this could be a, what do they call that? Being fearful of confrontation, but it may not be for the reasons that you think. If they are afraid of confrontation, it could be with your person. They could have a really gnarly, what do they call that? A temper problem. They could have temper tantrums. They could have anger management issues. They could have an attitude problem. Okay. And if they're coming through saying that I'm afraid of confrontation, it's not because they don't have a backbone. It's because they're afraid of who they become once they're confronted. I don't feel, pile one, that your person has a hard time speaking their mind. It's what they say and how they say it, and how mad and upset they get, and what they tend to do with that anger. It feels like they lash out. Okay, that could be more on the specific side. So if that doesn't resonate, again, just drop that bit of information and leave it for whom it does. What does the Queen of Wands have to do? Oh, okay. Yeah, and so with work here, it's, yeah, your person is just looking at things in a very logic, common sense kind of a point of view here. You know, they're living single. They're hoping that you're doing okay, you know, individually, like you're thriving, you know, individually. It's not that they're not necessarily putting you into competition with other people. And what they also don't want you to do, it's like they actually want you to focus on whatever it is that's like building you from the inside out. They don't want you like, not that they have anything to hide with the Page of Swords in the reverse, but they don't want you to feel like you have to do some investigative reporting when it comes to them, like, you know, searching their social media, doing background checks and stuff. Not that there's anything wrong with doing background checks, okay? We got to make sure we know who we're getting into connections with, but they're just saying they don't want you to feel like you have to depend on those things. They want you to be a whole person in and of yourself, right? Yeah, it's fine to have preferences, yeah, but not to be codependent on specific kinds of outcomes. Let me see. What do we got next? Their next action. Okay, let's look at their next action. What is pile one's person? Next action towards pile one, please. In the reverse. Okay. Interesting. We have a woman, but it is showing up in the reverse. So this might be coming out specifically for those of you where, you know, your person might be interested in women and female energies and stuff like that. And your person is saying it's like, you know, their next action towards you has nothing, if it does have anything to do with other female energies, it might be cutting those female energies out, okay? Or feminine energies out. Give me a couple more. Or if there is a feminine energy that is getting in the way of your guys' connection to somehow, I mean, why am I hearing edit? To edit that person out. I don't know what that means, okay? Give me a couple more. Their next action towards pile one, please, and their connection with pile one. Children. This says raising children, helping or working with children, starting a family, emotionally immature behavior. Let me get one more. Their next actions towards pile one, please. Waiting game. Yeah, there's not a lot of action happening at the moment, okay? Bottom of the deck, well, yeah, time off, okay? Bottom of the deck says taking time to relax, taking care of yourself first, doing things that make you happy, enjoying life more. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to note that, you know, your person also was coming through and telling you, you know, to take care of yourself first and do things that make you happy. You know, that's what they want for you. It's like they want you to be able to like fill your own cup to the point where it overflows, and so that it, you know, flows out and blesses other people. They don't want you to feel like you have to depend on them, you know, for your happiness or for validation or for feeling alive or full or anything like that. Waiting game says waiting for something or someone, expecting to hear news, putting your life on hold, prepared, ready, and waiting. Let me see what's going on with children real quick. Okay, I get it. For many of you, the action that they're going to be taking when it comes to your guys' connection is to deal with, okay, is growing up, all right? Because it says emotionally immature behavior, and it's being clarified by the King of Wands in the reverse. Remember, your person is in the process of growing from a Knight of Wands in the reverse into a King of Wands in the upright position. Now, some growth has happened, all right? But they're not quite there yet. They're still showing up as a King of Wands in the reverse. All right. This is also saying that whatever action, like the reason why they're not taking action towards you and towards the connection, pile one, is because they're just not in a space where they feel they feel aligned to it. You know, your person coming through in all this fire energy, you know, they're just someone, it's like if they don't feel aligned, if they don't feel like they have that internal green light, they're not gonna act. It's not because they're afraid of taking risks, all right? The King of Wands in the upright, just wand energy when it's in its upright expression, when it's not in the distorted expression, but it's healthy expression, is not averse to risk at all. All right, so it's not that your person has cold feet at all. That's not what's going on here. They just don't feel aligned yet, and a lot of that is because they are going through some kind of internal transformation that has yet to take root externally. All right, as far as energy goes, and they could be healing too. There might be some kind of healing going on with your person's inner child. All right, with that Three of Swords in the reverse. So that could also be why your person's showing up in the King of Wands in the reverse energy right now when it comes to taking action, because they're still in the process of healing, specifically healing that inner child. Okay. So yeah, when it comes to taking action, it's like there's not, I can't say there's not any action, but not observable action that you're going to be able to experience with your person. A lot of the energies and the actions that's happening in your guys' connection between you and your person is happening behind the scenes, where you can't see or sense with, your five senses. Okay. You might only be able to pick up on it with your sixth sense, pile one. Let's see, where's the most likeliest of outcomes here in these energies? Cupid's arrow. It says, have faith, love is coming, surprise invitation or meeting. Okay. It also says hesitation, but let's get a couple more. What's the most likeliest of outcomes in this energy? We have the Sword and the Rose, more clarity. All right. This is clarity, truth, revelation, solidarity. All right. Solidarity, force, honor, protection, and power. I just heard charged like a battery. What is that in relation to? Give me one more card. That's when you're gonna, I was just getting ready to say, that's when you're gonna hear from them. Okay. And I laughed because what came out right as I was saying that was love call. So someone expresses love, a message of love, thinking of you and letting you know. But we're talking about the outcome of your guys' connection. Yes, things are kind of, just imagine it like a phone, that has been off of a charger for too long and it died. And so the phone itself is still good, right? The charger is fine, but there's some time that's being taken here. I don't know if this is every phone, but Apple iPhones, depending on how old or how new the phone is, if you let it completely die, and you plug it into a power source, it can take a minute or two for it even to register that it's hooked up to a power force, okay? Or a power source, I should say. And I kind of feel like that's where you guys are at right now with enjoying the silence and, not today and stuff like that. Could be a lot of silence happening between the two of you, and your person is saying like, you're going to hear from me once I'm fully charged again, okay? Once that battery is fully charged, because transformation, all right? When you are transforming yourself, when you are rewriting, your own programming, when your body is getting coded with new information, that can wipe, oh my God, that can wipe a person out. Let me tell you, I know, because I'd gone through it for a couple of years and I was constantly tired. And that's how your person feels like right now. And so, like, the most likeliest of outcomes here, and of course, this isn't like, we're not saying that this is all that there's going to be, but in the energies where you guys are in right now, yeah, we have Cupid's arrow here. Have faith, love is coming. There's a surprise invitation or a meeting that you might receive from this person. Definitely a love call. Okay. So you are going to be hearing from this person, but not only hearing from them, but they are going to express to you messages of love. There's other cards in this deck that talk about just having, just talking, just having lighthearted conversations. There's an actual card called Talking, and then there's another card called Coffee Cup, which just talks about conversing between a couple of friends, right? You guys got love call, all right? So someone expresses love. There's a message of love that's coming, thinking of you and letting you know. And actually that came out twice. That came out twice. Where was that? Was it oh, letting go and loving you. Okay. Kind of feeling like the same energy coming through with that. And so, you know, the most likeliest of outcomes where you guys are at right now, nothing coming through in terms of like a solid union or a solid commitment. But again, your person is still in the process of growing and evolving as an energy. So a shorter term outcome is you are going to be hearing from this person. They are going to be letting you know, just more, or giving you more about how they feel about you, and how they feel about you is more about love, right? Affection, caring for you. They could invite you out somewhere. They could have or want to have. I actually do like that we have the sword and the rose here with the love call. These are actually all really 3 good energies for, the most likeliest of outcomes. If one of the outcomes you could receive, pile 1, is your person letting you know exactly through a conversation who you are to them, how important you are to them, how happy you make them feel, and how much they do care about you, love you, want to be with you, all of that stuff. With that sword and the rose there, right? Have a conversation with you where, yes, you're getting these messages through a tarot reading, but you're actually going to hear it coming out of your person's mouth in their own voice, all right? So let's find out what their messages to you are. What are their messages? What does pile 1's person want pile 1 to know? Says I compare others to you, okay? Your person wants you to know, pile 1, that they compare others to you. You are the standard, okay? In a good way. There we have, yeah, it says I couldn't let you get close to me, and that's coming out right on top of children. Your person could be dealing with a very wounded inner child right now that they're in the process of healing, okay? Let's get one more. You also have, we both know I am not the one for you. Okay, yeah, and in that energy, as there's, whether they're the Knight of Wands in the reverse or the King of Wands in the reverse, they're not yet, okay? Not yet. Again, they're seeing you as very top tier, high, top shelf, top tier, high end. And they're like, they're not even on the shelf anywhere. They're not even registering on the scale. Here, oh yeah, didn't they have I'm afraid of losing you? And here at the bottom of the deck, it says I feel you leaving me behind. That's what they're afraid of. They're afraid of that, them growing up and evolving as a person is going to take them too long, that you're not going to want to, that you're not going to want to wait. All right. Let's see, what else do you want pile 1 to know? What else do you want pile 1 to know? What else do they want pile 1 to know? Pile 1's person. What else do they want pile 1 to know, please? Leap of faith. It says they did not expect this love to run this deep. They're putting their pride aside and taking that leap of faith. Let's get a couple more. Unfounded fear. They are afraid to trust and get hurt. The illusion is keeping them locked in anxiety, unable to act upon their love. One more. We got beauty and grace. They find you extremely beautiful, but your beauty intimidates them. They think someone else is more deserving. Yeah, your person, again, they've come through, afraid of losing you, afraid that you're going to walk away. They can feel you leaving them behind. At the bottom of the deck, we have message. It says they want to message you and explain everything to you. And it says but I don't like but, okay? It says, and they know they have to do right by you. Yeah, and so, it's not that your person isn't taking you in the connection seriously, pile 1. It's, again, they want to take aligned action. They want to be truthful. They want to act with integrity, okay? And they're seeing, it's like, and they know themselves well enough to know that you can't put someone like them behind the wheel of a supercar. They don't have, what do they call that? They don't have the discipline, they don't have the willpower, they're going to be really reckless with it. And out of respect for the car, okay, which would be you, out of respect for you and your guys' connection, they're like, you know, the only way for me to be responsible with pile one and my connection with pile one, whom they see as very, you know, high end, full of a lot of power, right? Is to limit my access. So in other words, like, yes, you know, pile one is offering me the keys, and because I know myself better than that, I'm not accepting the keys because I know I'm gonna go butt wild. I'm gonna go buck wild, and they know that you deserve better than that, pile one. All right, you guys, pile one, that was your message. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, please do me a favor. Smash the like button for me. It is a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below. Let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. And pile one, I will see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, you guys. What's going on, pile two? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We are back doing another pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling through your person, or should I say, my bad. This is the confusing love connection reading. We're going to be tapping in and channeling in a whole lot of stuff, okay? I have like a list of, this basically is like 6 different readings in one whole, like combined as one reading. So if you want to know what all we're going to be covering during this reading, just check the description box. We'll put the outline there. And just remember, you guys, it's a collective general love reading, so whatever resonates, you can do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that information or that message and leave it behind for whomever it might be resonating with. Okay, I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Just check the description box for all the booking details. They are there. I even have this exact reading available in this exact format for you to get as a personal if you prefer that. Anyway, you guys, let's just get into your guys' reading. We have, or you guys were drawn to the Black Obsidian Rough Stone. Let's see what your person's overall energy is towards you. Aww. We got the Dog Spirit with Be Loyal to What You Love. Okay, and then we have the Devil showing up in the reverse, the Five of Wands in the reverse, and the Ace of Cups. This is some good news so far, you guys, okay? What I'm picking up, pile two, is that despite some trials and tribulations that you and your person may have had, conflicting chaos, there may have been some unhealthy attachments or some self-sabotage, maybe even some addiction, that either, I don't necessarily want to say that got in between you two, because with the Dog Spirit, this is your person loyal to you, loyal to the connection, but there have definitely been some influences that have negatively impacted your guys' connection, or at the very least challenged it, okay? But you know, there's a whole new energy your person could be in when it comes to you and their connection with you with this Ace of Cups right here. Okay, let's see, we got Capricorn energy coming through with the Devil, water energy with the Ace of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Very promising. Yeah, I mean, I'm picking up where you guys have had some problems, okay? It could have even been some really bad problems with, you know, that Devil showing up there in the Five of Wands. The good news is, though, those energies are in the reverse, and the Ace of Cups is in the upright position. So, you know, your person is wanting to either release, or they're wanting to continue releasing whatever may have been getting in the way, or whatever may have been negatively impacting and or challenging your guys' connection, okay? But your person's heart is loyal to you. They're loyal to you, and they're loyal to their connection with you, and there's even a sense of like they'll do what it takes to get your guys' connection in good standing, or to stay in good standing with you. All right, you guys, let's see. Pile two's person. First, we're going to find out what their thoughts and feelings are. So try one more shuffle. One more shuffle. Yeah, you guys may have had a hiccup, okay? You could have had several hiccups in your guys' connection, but there's a renewed sense of wanting to start over again, a renewed sense of hope. This could also talk about maybe reconciliation for those of you that where you guys are, you know, split apart. A whole new energy, okay? A rejuvenation of your guys' connection, at least where your person is concerned, okay? I'm hearing renaissance, a renaissance. I don't even really know what renaissance mean, but that is coming through. Pile 2's person, show me their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings. Okay, there's someone else. So there is a third party energy in here, okay? And this is specifically talking about a person. All right, now again, this is a collective reading, so that just means that the vast majority, the dominant energies tuning in are dealing with a third party person. Now we'll see what that's talking about. Let's see, then we have as long as you love me and we're happy, who cares what they think. So, you know, this is speaking about a specific third party. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, and your person is basically saying, you know, whoever this person is that might be getting in the way, your person is saying that they're not really caring what that person thinks. But of course, this could also be talking about gossip, you know. We'll get down to the nitty-gritty of that story. I feel like there's a storyline wanting to come through. Pile 2's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings towards Pile 2, please, in their connection with Pile 2. Maintaining no contact. Yeah, so many of you are not speaking to your person, and then we have I'm waiting for the right time. This specifically came through. If there is a romantic third party, if your person is committed to someone else romantically, sexually, it's like they're waiting for the right time to leave that person. Okay, that's a very specific message. It's not going to resonate with everybody. Let's get a couple more. I will clarify these. Here we have you're exactly what I'm looking for in a life partner, and then I'm feeling on top of the world. Bottom of the deck, we have amazing chemistry, and that's how your person feels. They feel that the two of you have this amazing chemistry together, okay? What is going on with, or tell me more about there's someone else. Oh, that was weird. I just split the deck, and then we've got the King and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, your person is seeing you as their perfect match, Pile 2. All right, for their thoughts and feelings. They see you as their perfect match, and that's why they say you're exactly what they're looking for in a life partner. You check every box, okay, for them, in every way possible. And the fact that it's coming through in fire energy, that's chemistry, right? That's motivation. You make them want to step up. You make them want to be a better person, a better man, a better woman. You energize them in ways they don't get energized by other, energies, feminine energies if they're masculine, or masculine energies if they're feminine, okay? Tell me more about this other person. It could have been romantic at one point. This can be somebody, though, that your person is now closed off to. There isn't any romantic energies now towards that person. Okay, this could have been somebody that they were married to and are now divorced from, or just somebody that they're wanting to separate themselves from. We have the King of Swords coming out with the Four of Wands in the reverse. All right, this is the breakup of, a not so happy home. Again, collective energies tuning in, so just put that information as it fits with your guys's, your individual situation. When I look at sword energies, it can talk about, they don't necessarily have to be divorced, but there's a coolness, there's a detachment there, and that coming out with the Four of Wands in the reverse, this really feels like somebody who is, they might be there in presence, but like mentally and emotionally, they're already checked out. Okay. Your person's already checked out when it comes to whoever that third party person is. Oh, wow. I just split the deck and now we have the Emperor in the reverse and the King of Wands in the reverse. All right. Whoever that person is, whatever role that you know they play in your person's life, your person's not wanting to be in that role with that person anymore. Okay. Tell me about as long as you love me and we're happy. Who cares what they think? Let's see. Is this about the third party? Already mentioned. No, not necessarily. This is, it can include the third party, but this is overall energy. All right. Your person may have been worried about what other people would think if they were going to walk away from the third party and maybe pursue something with you. What they're saying now is that that no longer matters. They don't care. Why is maintaining no contact here, please? You know, yeah, they're taking the path of least resistance. They're just, your person could have a lot of things on their plate right now, a lot of stress that they're dealing with. And so, I'm also getting that they're maintaining no contact as a way to keep the peace. But the fact that we have the Ten of Wands coming out in the reverse with that, it's almost just like, you know, that's the least stressful thing for them to do. They're following, they're trying to, if not at least peace, right? Then it's like, yes, the path of least resistance or whatever isn't going to cause me more stress. And so, let's see, I'm waiting for the right time for what? Tell me more about I'm waiting for the right time. Yeah, staying silent. High Priestess energy, Pisces energy coming through. Tell me more. I'm waiting for the right time. Give me a minute. Okay. Yeah. They're keeping pretty silent about things. The High Priestess can also talk about like just having an inner knowing. Does this have to do with walking away from the third party? Not necessarily. This does involve the third party though, but it doesn't necessarily involve walking away from them. Okay, then waiting for the, what does this got to do with pile 2 then? Oh, the Six of Cups, such a sweet energy. Tell me more. Okay. Yeah, there's, okay, it's not all contingent upon what happens between them and the third party or what the third party does or doesn't do, but they are waiting for the right time in order to invest with you, okay? Yeah, the third party has some influence, but not all of it. That's not, you know, your person kind of hanging back and not, you know, coming towards you or not breaking no contact or reaching out. A little bit has to do with the third party, but most of it really is just your person waiting until they feel like it's the right time to invest further in your guys' connection. Waiting, there's something about timing, okay? Something about timing. They don't want to move prematurely because they're afraid that if they do, that it won't be, the move won't be successful. The move towards you will not be successful. All right. Tell me more about feeling on top of the world. I mean, your person is in pretty good spirits, you guys. All right. Let me see, though. Oh, yeah, they do. They actually have a lot of hope and optimism when it comes to you and their connection with you, okay? And that could be a renewed sense as well. That may not, you know, with some of the energies that have come out so far, they may not have had, you know, a lot of optimism or hope when it came to you in their connection with you. Something may have shifted. I'm hearing recently that for some reason kind of opened up a new timeline. Your person may not be looking at it like that, but something happened, and you know, your person may have not felt, they may have had doubts and insecurities when it came to a path moving forward with you, and now something has shifted to now they see a way where they didn't see a way before. They didn't see a path forward before. Now they are starting to see one. They've got hope, all right, and this hope is actually making them feel really good. This is very specific. Your guys, you pile 2 and or your connection with your person could actually give your person a sense of purpose, which is interesting. I've never picked up on that energy before. They could look at you as a soulmate with that 6 of Cups that came out earlier. It's now showing up at the bottom of the deck. They could have a really good time with you when they're with you. They could see you as, you know, yes, being lovers and all that stuff, but also being friends, like getting along with you. And I mean, that might be coming out because that might be important for your person. Maybe they're feeling like with the third party, you know, them and the third party really didn't get along all that well. There's definitely a sense of whoever that other person is, there's a key element missing to that connection. There may not have been a real bond between them and that third party. That there's definitely a dynamic of that connection with the third party that your person has noticed that you guys do have, okay? And again, they're saying you're exactly what I'm looking for in a life partner, pile 2, all right? Let's see, where do you currently stand with your person? Where does pile 2 currently stand with their person, please? We got photograph, and this says, looking at your photos, missing you, nostalgia. Yeah, that 6 of Cups can talk about nostalgia as well, okay? Making new memories. Your person could want to make new memories with you, all right? They could want to update, you know, their photo catalog, especially if you guys have spent some time apart. I'm getting a very specific message. There might be a concert of some kind coming to town that your person thinks or they know that you would enjoy, or there's something that you've shared, okay? A band, a comedian, a show, or something. And they're wanting to take you, okay? And that can also talk about like a special anniversary coming through. But I literally just got a flash of like an arena and a show, okay? And that your person is wanting to take you to, or they want to have that experience with you. Let's get a couple more. I like you. Yeah. Listen, for those of you, like, this is not coming through as you being friend zoned, but and not at all. But what your person is saying is that, you know, and this is true, the foundation of any connection, any friendship, you know, even siblings, even parents, you know, yeah, I mean, we don't want to just be our, you know, we have to be their mothers or fathers or parents first, but we also want that friendship base, right? And that's the truth when it comes to, you know, romantic and sexual connections, especially if you want something that's long-term, is to have a very solid base of a friendship. I mean, there's a lot of people out here, and I've had this experience myself where, you know, we were in long-term committed relationships with people we don't even like. You know, it's like, yeah, there's an attachment there, but there really wasn't a bond. There really wasn't a true connection. It was just pure attachment. That could have been that devil energy too, right? And your person may have been questioning that, wondering whether or not, what they felt for you was just strictly due to an attachment, and wondering whether or not there really was a bond underneath that, right? Or a true connection. For you guys, there is. And that might be what they're looking at when it comes to the third party. They could also be seeing, like, minus the insecure attachment that they might have to that person, there's nothing underneath that. There's no friendship, there's no real bond, there's no real connection. And they're noticing that they have those things with you, okay? So yeah, this says someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, and wanting to date. Yeah, they do want to date you. I was just saying, they want to take you to some kind of a concert or a show or something. And it doesn't even have to really be a specific show. I mean, that was a specific message that came out, but now it is kind of going to, like more generally. It's like, for those of you where there isn't, that kind of an event happening, that's just your person coming through saying, I want to have more experience like that with you. I want to, create more memories with you. I want to date you. They're saying pile 2 for where you stand with them, okay? Let's get one more. Where does pile 2 currently stand with their person? Mirror. All right, this is mirroring each other, self-image, relationships reflects our wounds and introspection. Yeah, so I mean, I'm picking up for many of you, you've got quite a history with your person. There may have even been a gap in between. You may have broken up, they may have gone in a different direction, you may have gone in a different direction. And in the meantime, I mean, something has shifted, something has changed in your person's energy when it comes to you and their connection with you. If they weren't loyal to you before, if they were unsure or uncertain of your guys' connection before, now they know, okay? Now they are sure, now they're certain. Now, they're in this energy of wanting to be loyal to you and the connection. And it is because as they've been healing things, or even as you've been healing your wounds, pile 2, your person is starting to reflect your own, your healedness, okay? And you are reflecting their healedness. Bottom of the deck is Paradise, which says happiness, expansion, joy, playfulness. Your person has, what they felt with you was the closest to home they're ever felt, is what they're saying, okay? So we have Paradise here, and we also have feeling on top of the world. Your person is really starting to see really just how happy they actually were with you. They may have misconstrued or misunderstood what a bond and a connection is versus just an insecure attachment. They may have, gone in a different direction with someone else thinking that that was going to be love, and only to find out that it wasn't really love at all. It was just a toxic attachment. Now your person is seeing, what was really underneath that wasn't really anything at all, okay? They're seeing it now. They were really happy with you, and they are really happy with you. Let's see. Now we're going to find out what it is they want. What does pile 2's person want when it comes to pile 2 and their connection with pile 2? Ooh, pregnancy. Whoa. Okay. Getting pregnant, building a family, giving birth to something. And that could be literal. They could want to get you pregnant, or they could want you to get them pregnant, pile 2. They could want to start and or build a family with you. For those of you that have a family, they could want to, reunite your family and raise your family together. And, giving birth to something that's just starting things over, right? Or just starting things, period. Let's get a couple more. What does pile 2's person want with them? Paralyzed. This says paralyzed by love, holding back, fear of falling in love. I'll see what that says. We also have, jealousy. Want you to, so this is literally what they want. They want you all to themselves, pile 2. And they want to be attached to you. So if they were feeling attached, insecurely attached to someone else, they want to be attached to you. They don't want to lose you. And that feels like what that paralyzed is talking about. It's like they don't want the connection. They don't want to lose you. They don't want you to leave. They don't want the connection to leave. But there is a part of them that still, you know, they're still going through some healing. They're not quite done yet. You know, yes, the devil is in the reverse. Yes, the Five of Wands is in the reverse, but they are still coming out as dominant energies, okay? So, I mean, yeah, there's still some things that they're needing to work through, some shadow work that they're still needing to, you know, go through. They could still have a fear of truly falling in love, truly letting themselves be vulnerable. And if your person was toxically attached to somebody, like if they were attached to an avoidant, that could have just been their way of subconsciously keeping themselves from having to be vulnerable, right? Because if they're chasing someone else, they're not having to look deeper at themselves, and they're also not having to worry about opening up, because the avoidant's not going to ask their person to open up. They actually, you know, run away from that. I hope that makes sense. And so, and then wish come true at the bottom of the deck. It says wish fulfillment, all that you've ever wanted, dream it, boy and dream. Yeah, they want to be all that you've ever wanted. Let's see what wish fulfillment is, because that is what they're wanting when it comes to your guys' connection. What's the wish fulfillment? Or tell me more about wish come true here at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, they want to be all that you've ever wanted. Okay, they want to be your dream person pile. Oh yeah, because they're saying that you are exactly what they're looking for in a life partner, and so what they're wanting is the exact same thing. And then we got mirror here. Yeah, so the way that they're seeing you and their connection with you is exactly what they want you. You know, you see, they want you guys to they want you to mirror them in that regard. Let me look at paralyzed real quick. Tell me more about paralyzed for what pile 2's person is wanting. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of their wounding coming through. Because it's like they do kind of, this is them freezing. This is them saying like, yeah, there's a part of them that wants to open up and have all these experiences with you and reconcile with you and all this great stuff. And then there's also another part of them that's afraid of actually doing that. Okay, so yeah, you know, it doesn't make any sense to the logical mind, but if you know anything about a dysregulated nervous system, or a nervous system that's programmed to believe that, you know, vulnerability can equal pain, or love equals pain, or opening up equals pain, then, you know, yeah, that's your person. That's actually a dysregulated nervous system coming through saying, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to stay right here. I don't want to move. I want to hold back. I don't want to let pile 2 in, right? And so there's some of your, some of their fears are coming through here. Some of them are, let's see, what actions are they more than likely to take? What action is pile 2's person more than likely? What are they more than likely going to do? We got Moon. This is listen to your intuition, intense emotions. This is deception, hidden truth. Proceed with caution. We'll see what that says, what that's got to do with. Tell me more. What action? We have the Star. Oh, that showed up again. Actually, the Star energy has showed up 3 times. Sorry, shown up 3 times with wish come true, and then we had the Star earlier, and then we have it again. So that's Aquarius energy. We got wish fulfillment coming through twice. All right. Blessings. We got wealth and fame, becoming quite popular, brand new and hopeful life. I'll clarify, narrow that energy down a little bit more. What are they? What action are they going to take? And since this is action, this is your person saying like, you know, this is the energetically coming through. That's the action they're going to take, is to, you know, fulfill a wish. All right. We'll see what that's going to be. What are they going to do? Single life. This is living your best single life, working on yourself, becoming more self-reliant, and not settling for a bad match. And then bottom of the deck, This says boredom, bored of daily routine, wanting more out of life, longing for a change, constrained by circumstances. Yeah, I feel like that's the constrained by circumstances, by whatever's going on with that third party energy, that, you know, someone else, or there is someone else. I mean, this can talk about your person, like maybe feeling like they need to be single for a while, like they, you know, feeling like it's in the highest interest and the high, you know, and the best of everyone involved, to break up and maybe be single for a minute. But they're also saying they're not, you know, if they do end up with you, just know, pile two, they're saying, you know, they're ending up with you because they want to, because they're not, you know, it's not them coming to you just so that they, you know, just because they don't want to be alone, because it says right there, they're not going to settle for a bad match. They're not afraid of being alone. So if they do come to you, it's because they truly believe you're the best one for them. Yeah, because remember, we have you're exactly what I'm looking for in a life partner. If they come back to you and they reconcile with you, which that's the energy that they're in, they're doing it because they truly believe you are the absolute best match for them. And I believe, yeah, we had the King and the Queen of Wands come out earlier. They do. They see you as their perfect match. Tell me about this bottom of the deck energy over here. Boredom. Yeah, there's still some things that they're needing to wrap up, you know, transform, alchemize, walk away from. Let me see. They're definitely wanting to liven things up. It doesn't feel like this is in regards to their connection with you, though. Again, boredom at the bottom of the deck says bored of daily routine, wanting more out of life, longing for a change, constrained by circumstances. That's persistent, though. All right, let me see. One more. For some reason, this boredom at the bottom of the deck is really throwing me for some reason. Give me a minute, you guys, so I can sit with this energy. I mean, it could just be what it is. I might just be, you know, like, as far as action, they could want to spice things up, liven things up. Especially for those of you where, oh yeah, because they're maintaining no contact. Sorry, they're maintaining no contact. They're bored with life because you're not in it, okay? Or they're just bored with life in general. There's no color in their life. There's no excitement. There's no this, that, and the other. And, you know, they are working on trying to figure out how to, you know, discover that energy within themselves. You know, they're starting to learn that, yeah, you can share exciting experiences with other people, you know, and even you, but they're also realizing, you know, if you come to start to depend on other people for that energy, that's when the problems start. And so your person could be trying to figure out a way. It's like, yeah, they're bored of daily routines, they're wanting more out of life, they're longing for a change, and they're feeling constrained by circumstances. And at the same time, they're trying to figure out how to disconnect any kind of dependency that they might have. Oh, that might be where that devil energy was coming through. Okay. Your person is really trying to get a handle of like some real bad habits or self-sabotaging behaviors or something of that sort. Basically by trying to get comfortable in their boredom. They don't want to stay bored, but what they're saying is like, your person could have been using, they could have been using romance, they could have been using drugs, they could have been using, outside circumstances, or just relying on people, substances and things to kind of, help them escape the feeling of boredom. And they're starting to understand and realize how destructive that can be, and even how destructive it has been in their life. And so yes, they're wanting to feel amazing chemistry with you. When they're with you, they feel on top of the world. They feel so happy when they're with you and stuff like that. But they're also understanding and realizing there's nothing wrong with feeling that happy with pile 2, but am I overly dependent on it? Is a pile 2 an escape from the misery that I'm constantly feeling? You see what I'm saying? They could see where maybe that has gotten them in, some trouble in the past. And so they're trying to figure out a way, number one, to get comfortable with boredom, because it's just another emotional state that, passes through. How to embrace it, again, because it is just an emotion. It's not always going to be there, right? And whatever stories it might kick up. And then at the same time, it's like how to tap into that inner source of joy, of creativity, of excitement, and all that good stuff, okay? What's the likeliest of outcomes here in this energy between pile 2 and their person? What's the likeliest of outcomes for this connection? Come on. All right. What's the likeliest of outcomes for this connection between pile 2 and their person? Coffin. Okay, let's get a few more. This is endings bring new beginnings, growth, change, liberation, transition. Let's see what direction that's going to go. Whoa, we got I like you again, and date. Okay. Yeah, this feels like the death to the old cycle, whatever it was that you guys were experiencing with your person. Again, however you may have experienced your connection with your person, it feels like it's going to change. We have the Chaser at the bottom of the deck. This is Chaser and codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issue. Again, I feel like that's on its way out, but let me double check. The Chaser. Tell me more about this bottom of the deck energy, please. No, tell me more about the bottom of the deck. It's on its way out. Okay, so yeah, I feel like your person was just this, I mean, they could have been an avoidant too, or they could just have been somebody that just, always was chasing thrill. They could have been using, people, places, experiences, situations, and substances as a way to escape the boredom that they were feeling. It's that feeling that you get when you feel empty inside. You don't feel lit up, right? You're not excited about anything. And they're wanting to put a stop to that. Okay, this Chaser doesn't feel like them chasing you and their connection with you. I mean, they could have, but it wasn't really like they were chasing you. They were chasing like a high, okay? And they want to stop doing that. They're trying to figure out how to, not put a Band-Aid over a gaping bullet wound, and that's what they're working on, okay? So let's find out now. Actually, let me look real quick. Date says meeting someone new, dating, getting back out there, plan, set a date. I like you says someone likes you, romance is blooming, fun flirting, wanting to date. Yeah, your person is wanting. Yeah, and I was picking up on that energy earlier. They want to take you, they want to date you, pile 2. Okay, and this is coming out with what the most likeliest of outcomes is in the energy that your guys' connection is in. Okay, you guys are, could start going out on dates together. Romance could bloom between the two of you. You know, again, for those of you where, you know, this is someone that you've been with and separated from for a while, you know, you guys are gonna, like, basically it's like reigniting the romance, okay? Restoring the romance, restoring the flirt, okay? Bringing some sexy, you know, flirtation and seduction into your guys' connection. Let's see what their messages are to you. What do they want, pile? Give me a minute. What do they want pile 2 to know? Okay, they want you to know that you did not see their tears, okay? So if they walked away, if you guys split up or whatever the case may be, you didn't see how sad they actually were, okay? Or how sad they are. And that even doesn't have to be in relation to your guys' connection. Your person could be dealing with, you know, some depression. There is definitely an energy of escapism coming through. Your person not being able up until this point to just sit with themselves, be with themselves, not feeling content just with their own energy, needing to rely on other people, situations, circumstances, substances in order to, you know, feel okay, just feel normal. Let's get one more. What are their messages to pile? That's interesting. Bottom of the deck, we have I hide behind material things. Okay, so we have I can't do this, and then we also have we don't share the same values, and I wonder how you feel. Interesting. So, I mean, while your person does see you as everything, let's see, what did that say, everything? You're exactly what they're looking for in a life partner. There could be something key that you're not quite on the same page about. Because again, you know, yeah, your person could see you as being perfect, but no human is actually perfect, all right? You guys might have differing political affiliations, differing, you know, religious beliefs, a different perspective on, you know, a core value. Let me see what I can't do this. Tell me more about that, please. Can't do what? Ooh, they're quiet. Your person tends to withdraw into themselves quite a bit. Oh, yeah. There's only so much clarity your person can take, and I totally understand that. Sometimes your person, what they can't do is reality. All right. And for somebody that's coming through in the energy of constantly dealing with escapism, that's why they do it, is because reality just gets to be too dark sometimes. And that's only because, you know, your person has stories running in the background, or, you know, they have interpretations about what's happening or not happening in their life. And really, it's not, doesn't necessarily have to be that the circumstances in their life are dark. It's how they're looking at it. It's the filter that what they're looking through, right? But literally, your person is like, they can't do reality. It's just too painful. Okay, so what does this have to do with pile 2? Why is this a message to pile 2? Are you like a truth bearer? I mean, that mirroring energy can be there. That might be why your person might have a hard time sometimes being around you, pile 2. If you are a mirror, you bring your person back to reality. Maybe the thing is that they can't escape, you know, with you all the time. But let me see. Why is this coming out as a message to pile 2, please? You see the truth. You see the potential. And sometimes your person just would rather, you know, and of course, this is part of the healing process, okay? Sometimes your person would just rather just kind of stay lost in fantasy. And your person could have had or might have some fantasies when that like still attached to you pile too. Okay, that's in that chaser energy that we saw earlier as well. Oh yeah, at the bottom of the deck. I mean, so they could, you know, with that devil energy there, that might be what they're breaking free from. You know, your person could have been towing the line between what's real and what's not when it comes to you. In terms of like, they could have like had an idealized version of you in their head, and you know, they could have had a fantasy of you, and then like the reality of you, it wasn't the same thing, and it's never going to be, right? Like, because in our heads, our idealized version of our person is somebody that's just perfect, that, you know, we can control the daydream, you know, we can control what happens, we can control how they show up, we can control how, you know, they apologize if they do something wrong and stuff like that. You know, you're a whole ass person, right? And so it's like, for a while there at least, and they're coming through saying like, you know, that's probably what was going on. They preferred the fantasy version of you versus the real version of you. And that's a lot of people that get lost in, you know, that get lost in toxic attachment patterns and dynamics. A lot of the times people fall in love with the fantasy version of the person and not the actual person, okay? And so, let me see. We got 3 more cards we're going to get in terms of what they're saying. Your person is still hiding. They're still escaping. Yeah, they're working on it, but there's still elements of that still there, right? It's not a perfect linear healing process, and so your person is kind of still doing battle with, you know, the angel on one shoulder and then the demon on the other. What do they want pile 2 to know? Justice. This says they're trying to do the right thing by offering you something more solid and giving it careful consideration, okay? And that is showing up right above, what was that? Coffin. Let's get a couple more. Back and forth. This did want to show up in the reverse, though. This is, they're trying to make sense of this connection, but their emotions swing back and forth between 2 extremes. Yeah, they're working on that. That's why they wanted to show up in the reverse, but they're still, the pendulum is still swinging, okay? It may not be as extreme as it used to be before, because your person is, you know, actively healing somehow. And yes, they are healing, and at the same time, again, that pendulum still swings, and so you're still going to experience some kind of back and forth with your person, where they might open up one minute, close off the next. Let's get one more. What do they want pile 2 to know, please? Temptation. It says each day gets harder and harder to resist what they know in their heart to be true. They see you as their forbidden fruit. Yeah, and then that's coming. Oh, wow. That's actually really interesting. Check that out, you guys. There's the snake, right? And then you got the devil up here. Here they see you as temptation and talking about forbidden fruit. Remember what happened to Adam and Eve in the garden, right? Bottom of the deck says children. The children are affecting this connection. Be patient and allow them to resolve things for the highest good of all. And that might be why, you know, that could very well be that part where your person was saying, you know, as long as we're happy, who cares what they think? There could be something about children being involved. You know, if they're going to be walking away from a third party, whether, you know, whoever that party might be, you know, whether it's, you know, baby mama, baby daddy, or just someone that your person has been with that kids got, you know, attached to, they could be thinking about, you know, that could be one of the factors or one of the things that they're thinking about, how the kids are going to be affected if they were to walk away. Okay. Or they could just be thinking about the kids, period. How are the kids going to take this, for those of you where kids are involved? All right, you guys, that was your reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, do me a favor, smash the like button for me. It's a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. Become part of the family if you haven't already done so, simply by subscribing. Don't forget about that notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement. In pile 2, I'll see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, you guys. What is going on, pile 3? Welcome to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Michelle. We are back doing another pick a card love reading, tapping in and channeling through. Okay, yeah, this is the confusing love connection reading, so we're actually going to be channeling a lot, okay? This particular reading is 6 readings in one, and so if you're interested in knowing what all we are going to be covering in this reading, just check the description box. I'll put the outline there, okay? And just remember, it is a collective love reading. Whatever resonates, do whatever you want with it. If something isn't quite landing, just drop that information or that message and leave it behind for whoever it might be resonating with. And I do have personal readings available if you want me to tap exclusively into you and your person's connection. Booking details can also be found in the description box below. I even have this exact reading available as a personal, okay? And there's a direct link in the description box that says Confusing Love Connection. It'll take you directly to this reading if you want to book that. And then otherwise, I have other $25 readings available in a specific person category, so go check them out. We're going to get into your reading, you guys. You were drawn to the blue lace agate, and this is double terminated, okay? Something about communication going both ways or needing to go both ways. Maybe needing to soften up communication. Let's see what their overall mood and energy is towards you when it comes to you and their connection with you. We have the lion spirit. Be generous of spirit. Then we also have, we got the Empress in the reverse, the 6 of Wands, and we also have the World. So we have Capricorn energy coming through, possibly Aquarius energy coming through. We have the Empress in the reverse. Empress energy is Taurus and Libra, and I just heard Virgo coming through, okay? Leo energy with lion spirit. There seems to be some kind of a, what do they call that? A battle of the wills here. I'm going to need to go ahead and pull their thoughts and feelings real quick to see what direction this is going into. Now, the fact that we do have lion spirit out in the upright position, that's the healthy expression of that energy, because this deck does do reversals, okay? But we do have the Empress reversed and the World here, so I need to see what direction this is headed before we go any further. So let's real quick get their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings out when it comes to you. Pile 3's person. What is pile 3's person? A real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 3 and their connection with pile 3, please. One more shuffle. All right, let's see. Pile 3's person, their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 3 and their connection with pile. Okay, we got someone else has my heart. that could be them. Okay, with some of these energies that are coming through, your person could be saying like your person has their own heart. Okay, but we'll see. We'll verify here. Let's get some more. Living single. Let's get a few more. We also have remembering and focusing on bad times. That might be what that Empress energy in the reverse is talking about. Let's get a few more. Okay. Well, yeah, it says there's someone else has my heart, and then we have there's no one else coming out. So regardless of who this person is that has your person's heart, they're not currently entertaining anyone else, okay? They are living single. They could just be focusing on themselves right now. That might be what that Empress energy in the reverse is. There could be some kind of internal split going on with your person's inner feminine energy. Let's see, pile 3's person, I'm all in, and that's coming out underneath living single. I just heard they don't have time today. Okay, you know when people are, they get into like arguments with other people, or they, whatever, and you hear people say, I got time today. Your person's like, I don't got time today. This feels like your person focusing on themselves, okay? Let's see, let me give it one more. Their real, true, honest thoughts and feelings when it comes to pile 3, please. I mean, I'm going to say, and then we got, trust issues showing up right underneath remembering and focusing on the bad times. The fact that we do have Lion Spirit coming out in the upright position when it comes to their overall mood and energy when it comes to you and their connection with you, there doesn't seem to be any like ill will or any hard feelings or anything like that. This gives me the energy like this is either a battle of the wills, or this is your person saying, there's not room on this pedestal for both of us, okay? At the bottom of the deck, we have healing from heartbreak. And so, yeah, this feels like your person, I mean, when they, this is them basically coming through pile 1, not really talking about their feelings for you and their connection with you. They're coming through talking about their feelings for themselves and their feelings for their connection with themselves, okay? And that might be why I heard them say, I don't have time today. Like, I don't have time to focus on anything other than, maybe healing from, heartbreak, or, putting themselves on a pedestal, healing their own inner Empress energy. That world could be talking about, is that world energy here? Is this in relation to, is this like an ending or a wrapping up? Not necessarily, okay. Let me double check on that, because we did have Temperance come out in the upright position with the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Let me see. I'm hearing them say it is for now. They're focusing on themselves. They're saying they don't quite know. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they don't quite know what their feelings are for you, because they're trying to figure themselves out. They could be in the middle of transformation, alchemicalization. Is that a word? I'm hearing them say they're learning to love themselves again, and they're not quite sure, once they've completed that with that world there, how their feelings for you and their connection with you are going to be affected, okay? So they don't know. Like, when I ask them what their feelings and their thoughts are when it comes to you, they honestly don't know. Although they do say it's like, they're remembering and focusing on the bad times that the two of you may have had. But let me see. Tell me more about someone else has my heart. Okay, yeah, this is talking about someone else. This is not necessarily your person talking about just themselves. Yes, they are focusing on themselves, and maybe that's what the problem is. Your person is saying that they've never had their own heart. It was always given away erroneously to other people, people that didn't know how to hold it, with the Four of Pentacles in the reverse here. And that's why we have healing from heartbreak at the bottom of the deck. They're trying to learn. Yeah, they're trying to learn how to love themselves. For some of you, it's like I'm trying to learn how to love myself again. So in the meantime, it's like, you know, they're choosing to live single. You know, at the moment that you're tapping into this reading, or that you're watching this reading, there's no one else that they're talking to. They really are just living single, like single, and focusing on themselves. Let me see what I'm all in is talking about. Yeah, this is them going on all in themselves, okay? The Four of Wands can talk about a happy homecoming, but this is your person trying to be like, okay, I'm my own best friend, or I'm learning how to be my own best friend. I'm learning how to be my own, you know, real true love, my own soulmate. And, you know, the Four of Wands can talk about a very happy homecoming, but this is your person talking about a happy homecoming, coming home to themselves, right? Finding peace and joy within. Learning how to fill their own cups, learning how to love themselves again. I keep hearing again, learning how to love themselves again. And so that's what they're all in here, right? All right, tell me more about remembering and focusing on the bad times. Is this just with pile 3 specifically, or just relationships overall, or something else? It's both, okay? Oh wow. I don't know if you guys had, I don't know if your person has anxiety issues, if they suffer from maybe mental depression, or they have mental health issues, with the Nine of Swords showing up at the bottom of the deck. This is all encompassing. When they're talking about remembering and focusing on the bad times, they just ruminate in negativity. And yes, you know, that spills out when they think about or think back to you and their connection with you, but they're doing that pretty much universally, okay? That might also be why we have this Empress showing up in the reverse. Your person is not very stable at all, energetically. And if it's feminine energy that they're very unstable with, then that's primarily heart-based emotional energy. And then trust issues, okay? I mean, that's a given. Your person has trust issues, but, you know, is this specifically talking about people, you know, romantic relationships, or just overall trust issues with people? Romantic relationships specifically, okay? They don't trust. I'm hearing something about that they don't trust the people that they are attracted to. They don't trust themselves. But primarily what I'm hearing is they don't trust the people that they are attracted to. There's something weird about that dynamic. They may not just trust romance altogether. Let me see. Do a little bit more digging on that. Why is that for pile 3's person and these trust issues? Tell me more. Yeah, people just, overall, their experiences of romance, at least people that they were attracted to, didn't know how to hold your person, okay? And that can really very much be a reflection of what your person wasn't able to hold space for themselves. And so everybody that they were attracted to, and your person may not have even been attracted to themselves, right? Because our relationships, especially romantic relationships, are, you know, like high definition 4K, crystal clear, mirror images of what is going on internally, you know, reflecting back to us our beliefs, our limitations, our assumptions, what we think about ourselves, what we believe about, love, about all that stuff. Okay. Your person is feeling stuck as well, but we do have healing from heartbreak showing up at the bottom of the deck. And so there is some healing going on, and we did see temperance energy came out earlier in the upright position. So there is an inner balance that is being restored in your person, and that's why they're coming through again in that energy of not really talking about you, their thoughts and feelings about you again, because in the energy that they just don't know at this point in time how they feel about you, or how they might feel about you after this transformation or this inner alchemicalization, okay? Let's see what their thoughts and feelings, not their thoughts, sorry. Where does pile 3 currently stand with their person? Oh, we got cassette, okay. This is outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. And then we also have heartbroken. This is deeply hurt, sad. So now we're getting into what they're feeling now, okay? This is heartbroken, deeply hurt, sad, separation, breakup, feeling lost, grieving, and mourning, okay? So that's some of the things when they think back to your guys' connection or think about your guys' past and what went down between the two of you and stuff, it does cause them to feel, a sense of loss. They could even be mourning, the loss of your guys' connection, feeling sad and deeply hurt over a separation or a breakup. And they could be grieving, okay? Let's get one more. We also have love, okay? They do. Oh my gosh. This is unconditional love, self-love, oneness, passion, affection, and attraction, okay? Bottom of the deck says keys on a ring. Many options, decision, unconventional, string along, one night stand. Your person, yes, they have these feelings towards you, but they're just not ready to do anything with them yet. They don't know what to do with them. They're still trying to figure themselves out. Okay, they do have an unconditional love for you. There might even be a sense of, passion and affection and attraction that they still feel towards you. But I'm picking up, they're not interested in moving on that. And your person they may not be allowing. Yeah, okay, so if they are attracted to you, remember we talked about earlier how they don't trust the people that they're attracted to, okay? And just because of their experiences, they could just have this overall experience where the people that they want or the people that they're attracted to for some reason either don't really want them back or end up hurting them, whatever the case may be, okay? Let me see what's going on with cassette. This is, again, outdated thinking, conditioning, replaying events over in your head. Tell me more about cassette. I'm hearing they need to update. I don't know if a lot of time has passed or, since the time that you and your person were together, pile 3, that maybe, you've done a lot of healing yourself and you might be a completely different person and they are on the way to becoming, they are on their own way to becoming a completely different person. But the fact that we have remembering and focusing on the bad times, and then we have cassette, which is outdated thinking and replaying events over in your head, especially with that 9 of Swords that we saw earlier, it's like the things that your person is thinking about, they're not good things, okay, when it comes to you and their connection with you. That energy could be easing up, though. Tell me more about the 10 of Wands in the reverse as it's clarifying cassette, please. For some reason, they're saying it makes it easier for them, like to remember and focus on the bad times with you. Oh, it makes it easier for them to handle the grief of your guys' separation. It makes it easier for them to handle the hurt, the pain, the sadness, the mourning, the feeling of loss. And for some of you, they could have even be feeling maybe abandoned. And so that's why they ruminate on some of these bad things, where things went wrong, what wasn't right between the two of you, all that stuff. Because somehow doing that eases their their pain, their heartache, okay? They're very conflicted with the Five of Wands showing up at the bottom of the deck. And because your person has made the decision to live single and to focus on themselves, it's like they're not allowing themselves to feel pulled back in your direction. And I'm hearing no matter what. And that's why they, on purpose, are focusing and remembering just the bad times, because that's their way of trying to, you know, yes, ease the heartbreak, right? But also to break some kind of a cycle. Let's see, what is it they're wanting? What does pile three's person want when it comes to pile three and their connection with pile three? What do they want? Oh, hold on. Let's see, keys on a ring, many options, decision, unconventional. Yeah. Again, that's just, your person isn't right now entertaining anyone else, but, you know, yes, energetically the door is open, all right, for someone else to come in. I will clarify that one in a second. Let me get these three out. What do they want when it comes to pile three and their connection with pile three? What are their intentions? What do they want? Oh, are these upside down? Give me a minute. It better not be. No, they're not. Okay. Whew. Secrets. This is secret love, secret admirer, moving in silence, more to be revealed. Children, okay. This says children involved, using children or a child as a pawn, and then staying for the kids. Ooh, these two came out together. Oh, this says revenge body. Happiness is showing up in the reverse though with that. So we're in at the, wow. Bottom of the deck energy, wish come true, wish fulfillment, all that you ever wanted, dream girl or dream boy. Are they mad at you, pile three? Oh, okay. I'll have to see how children, I mean, for those of you, that's obvious. If you have kids with your person, then what they might want to do is, you know, maybe get revenge on you through the kids. I hope that's not it. You know, maybe using kids as a pawn. You know, there could be some of that real petty, you know, energy coming through in your person's energy at times. Okay. I don't know if Leo energy can be petty. Yeah, I've experienced that with a few Leos, but I mean, that's anybody, you know, anybody with wounding, you know, if they're feeling slighted, anybody can be petty. What is going on? It almost feels like what your person is wanting to do, pile three, is like punish you by becoming everything you ever wanted. So if they're looking at you as like a Knight of Wands, okay, even though that energy did come up in the upright position, right? It's almost like they're wanting to match your energy, all right? They could be feeling somehow slighted by you, and they're wanting, okay, maybe that's where the battle of the wills and the wits is coming in. It's almost like, oh yeah, well, watch what I can do, right? And if that's the case, that's pure ego. They're wanting to shine. That can be that Six of Wands in the upright position too, you know, wanting, like, kicking you off your pedestal and them taking the place, but they want you to see it, okay? With revenge body, this says looking your best, focusing on yourself, yeah, punishing the ex, okay? For many of you, that's you. But again, I mean, with someone else has my heart, that could be just talking about someone else, whoever that other person is that has their heart, you know. For a lot of you, your person isn't, and I hate to put it like this, it just is what it is, but it's like they're not even really, when I ask them what they want with you, okay, now you're going to know whether or not this is true. Not everybody here is going to have someone who is focusing on an ex, all right? Because we did have, what was it, attraction. So, I mean, they are you know, attracted to you. And so if you fall under that category of people that they do not trust because, you know, they just made this thing up in their mind that anybody that they're attracted to is going to do them dirty, right? Then you're going to fall in that category. And so, you know, I'm asking what they want with you and their connection with you. And there's revenge coming through here, but not like, you know, this is revenge by like, I'm going to look my best. I'm going to glow up and I'm going to outshine you, pile 3. You know, I'm going to become your dream girl or your dream boy. I'm going to become everything you ever wanted. You know, I'm going to become your wish fulfillment. You know, and they're doing all of this in secret. They don't, you know, they're not wanting you to see this. They could be having fantasy scenarios playing out in their head, you know, hoping that one day after they've achieved the pinnacle of their glow up that, you know, they see you out and about somewhere and, you know, that's like their get back or that's their lick back, right? Is that how they say it? They want to get their lick back. Tell me about children. This is children involved, using children or using child as a pawn, staying for the kids. I mean, they could, for those of you where they do have kids with you, they could go back and forth, right? Or you do have kids together. That might also be why, if there are kids involved, whether the kids they share are with you or not. If they have kids, okay? Yeah, I mean, it could be either way. Whether you share kids with them or not, there are children for many of you that are involved and could be affected by this dynamic. And so this might be why your person is kind of taking a different route when it comes to revenge. You know, getting revenge by glowing up. And yes, it is an internal glow up that your person is working on. It's like they're going to get their lick back by getting their confidence back. Okay, but this feels more generalized. It's like you're included in. This almost feels like they want to get revenge on everyone they've ever felt overlooked by or passed over by or done wrong by, right? And you're in that category. They're not very happy though in that energy, you know, but for whatever reason, that is an energy that is driving them. And people that can fall into depression sometimes need the energy of anger to get them out of that pit, right? And so that just might be what's happening. I don't know if you guys, if any of you have ever followed, what's his face? Tony Robbins talks about the crazy 8 cycle where, you know, after a while of being depressed, it's like your body wants to get out of that state, and so it'll, you know, have you thinking or something will happen that will trigger anger and rage to get you out of that depressive funk. And so that could be what's happening here. Let's see what they're going to do. What are they going to do? What is pile 1's person? What action are they going to take when it comes to pile 1? Or sorry, pile 3. What are they going to do when it comes to pile 3? We got marriage and moon. Let me see. Are those supposed to be combined energies? I just saw the 5 of Wands and the 10 of Swords both in the upright position when I cut the deck. I'm telling you, your person is in a very feisty and a very spicy mood. Okay, are these combined energies? No. Okay, so these are 2 separate energies with marriage and the moon, and I'll do some more digging here in a minute. Let's get one more. So marriage says attracting a long-term partner, marriage life, attracted to a married person, new partner may be divorced. Let's get one more. What action are they going to take when it comes to pile 3? Up in the air. I mean, your person is interested in marriage, We got up in the air and dice coming out together. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have the waiting game. Yeah, this marriage energy feels just like in general. It doesn't feel, again, your person is just in the, this is the first time I've tapped into such a generalized energy. I'm asking your person specifically about you. And they're not really talking too much about you, right? They have a little bit, but it's almost like they're deflecting. They don't want to talk about what their next actions may or may not be when it comes to you, but they're letting you know, just like overall in general, what they're interested in. Oh, not specifically with you, right? They could see you as somebody who is, or could be, marriage material, right? This is a very specific message, but if you are someone who is married, okay, yes, they are attracted to you. It says so there. It says attracted to a married person. This doesn't feel like something that they're wanting, but it almost feels like something that they can't help, all right? We have the moon here. It says listen to your intuition, intense emotions, deception, hidden truth, proceed with caution, okay? So whatever move they are making or wanting to make towards you, pile 3, they're very cautious about it, very leery. And then we have up in the air that came out with dice. So up in the air says not knowing where you stand. It's like they don't know. They don't know what their next action towards you is going to be, okay? Because they don't know really where the connection itself stands. It also says situation, decision, still undecided, uncertain about something, and then lacking stability. Dice says what they do know, pile 3, is that there's something about your guys' connection that they are associating some kind of risk with, okay? This says time to take risks, getting out of your comfort zone, leap into the unknown, adventure awaits. They haven't made up their mind when it comes to you. There's kind of a sense here that maybe they could, you know, reach out to you or come in your direction. For some of you, I'm hearing again, okay? But when they're talking about leaping into the unknown, that's only going to make sense for those of you where that unknown includes a path that doesn't have you on it, because you are someone that is known to them, okay? Unless a lot of time has passed and the two of you have become completely different people in each other's absence in the process, right? And so, you know, there's a few different messages come through. Just take what resonates for you. I mean, when it comes to their next action, it's like they don't know. They're going to allow themselves to they're going to see. Again, we have waiting game at the bottom of the deck, which is waiting for something or someone, expecting to hear news, putting your life on hold, prepared, ready, and waiting. For some of you, your person could be waiting to see what's happening in another situation. Okay, doesn't have to involve like a romantic third party, but it's like, I don't know what action I'm going to take with pile 3 until I know what's going on over here, okay? They're waiting for some kind of news or information to drop. That could be what they're talking about with risk too. It says time to take risks, getting out of your comfort zone, leaping into the unknown, and adventure awaits. Let me see, does that risk involve pile 2? Or not, I'm sorry, pile 3. Pile 3, or just a whole different path completely. A whole other path completely. They're trying to figure out what life feels like with 0 toxic attachments, with no abandonment wounds, with no insecure attachment issues and stuff like that, okay? They're having a rough time of it, right? Healing is not linear. I've never seen anybody heal perfectly, except for maybe those people that have had, you know, a miracle slammed upon them or something like that. But for the vast majority of us, you know, healing is a process and it is not linear. And so, yeah, that feels like what your person is going through right now. So now we're going to find out what is the most likeliest of outcomes of your guys' connection in this current energy, okay? What is the most likeliest of outcomes here? Is the most likeliest of outcomes for this connection at this time? Karmic, okay, karmic relationship, fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, letting go, and loving you. Let's get a couple more. What is the most likeliest of outcomes in this energy? What is that? Twin flames. Whoa. Okay. So, for those of you, this could, if you're wondering whether or not this is a twin flame connection between you and your person, it very well could be. I'll double check that because, again, I'm not picking up on any energy where this stuff is directed at you, okay? So, I'll double check that. There's definitely lessons that are being learned as a result of you guys dealing with each other. Axe. Okay, yeah, it says breakup, separation, stop the pattern, silent treatment, and abandonment. Bottom of the deck says the runner. Okay, so let me check that. Let me check that twin flames energy real quick. Is this talking about their connection together? No ambiguity, please. Is this twin flame talking about their connection with pile 3? Yes or no? No. Okay. Queen of Cups in the reverse. So, in your guys' energy right now, where your guys' connection is at, okay, the forecast of where it's heading is separation. And that which may clear the path for you guys to actually find the one, okay? And not just the one, like some, you know, it could be your twin flame. You know, you and whoa, I just saw the Knight of Wands again at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, you know, your person, for whatever reason, is going to remain very leery of these Knight of Wands energies. And for whatever reason, pile 3 are lumped in that category. But anyway, as I was saying, you know, what's going to end up happening in the current energies, you know, what's forecasted. Again, none of this is set in stone, okay? We got breakup, separation, stopping the pattern, silent treatment, abandonment, okay? We got karmic relationship with fleeting triggers, turmoil, resentment, lessons, learning lessons, okay? Letting go and loving you. And yeah. I mean, we have unconditional love that showed up earlier. It's like what's coming through in the cards, you guys are going to end up going your separate ways, you know, and the two of you are going to, you know, run into your true twin flame. You might have thought that this person was your twin flame, or maybe your person thought that you were their twin flame, pile 3, but it really turned out to be something very karmic, okay? What was it? Oh, and then the runner at the bottom of the deck. It says runner in a codependent relationship, fear of intimacy, and listening to ego. Let me check that bottom of the deck energy real quick. That did all kinds of acrobatics. Well, where is it at? There we go. 4 of Wands in the reverse. Which is a good energy, because that means that energy is leaving, it's weakening. There's not going to be any more of a, you know, a chaser-runner dynamic when it comes between the two of you. You know, especially because, you know, we have the breakup, stopping the pattern. Yeah, that's why. Because that pattern is stopping between the two of you. You know, you guys learn your lessons. And then you move on to find your real soulmate, your real twin flame. And if you don't really buy into the twin flame concept, right, then for me as a reader, twin flames can just talk about, like, something that you have with someone that is unmatched. It's like you thought what you had with your person, pile 3, could not be replicated. And it's like, yes, it can, it will, and it's going to be, you know, everything that you thought was good about, you know, your dynamic, your chemistry with pile 3, I mean, your person, pile 3, minus all of the attachment issues, the abandonment wounds, okay? especially if you've done the work. Pile 3, the person that you run into, that you meet, your true twin flame, it's going to be reflecting back to your own wholeness. They're going to be adding, they're going to be reflecting back to you the joy that you already are feeling. They're going to be validating you because you don't need their validation, right? They're going to be everything that, all the good stuff that your connection with your person, Pile 3, was, and then everything that you wished your person and your connection was but wasn't. Okay, it's going to be complete. All right, so let's find out what their messages to you are. What do they want Pile 3 to know? What does Pile 3's person want Pile 3 to know? We have the hidden truth. My life is not as together as it seems. Okay, they're working on it. So I don't know if you're watching this person on social media, and you might be watching them glow up in real time. If that's the case, they're letting you know online and on social media. They're portraying a very put together image, right? It's very, I'm hearing curated. It's a very curated image, but their life is not together as it seems. It's like their life isn't really what they portray it to be on social media for many of you. Okay, we also have, I feel the sexual tension, but I'm feeling like, I'm feeling like that's overall. The person could be, practicing abstinence right now. Is it abstinence, or what do they call that? There was a difference between abstinence and, celibacy. Abstinence, I think, is the correct term in this context. Let's get one more. I hide behind material things. Yeah, there's still some things about your person that they're not being 100% real, honest, and genuine, authentic about. Okay, I feel like they're trying to work on that, though. But for many of you, it's like they're still having a problem with keeping up appearances. Okay, at the bottom of the deck it says I admire you. So your person does admire you, Pile 3. Okay, again, what I was picking up earlier, that there wasn't any, not necessarily any love lost between the two of you. They're not really feeling any ill will. This revenge body, wanting to be the dream girl, dream boy, the wish, that feels like that's targeting a very specific demographic to them, a very specific dynamic of people to your person. Okay, not demographic in terms of like ethnicity or anything like that. Energies, it's specific. It's your person is targeting a very specific kind, like a type. Okay, they're trying. It's like they're getting back at a group of people, but not individually. It's just like, you used to make fun of me in high school. Now look at me, ha ha ha. It's that kind of a thing. But they're not really focusing on any one specific person. It's just, getting back at anyone that they may have felt picked on by, wronged by, bullied by, passed over by, hurt by, all that stuff, abandoned by. I'm very much getting that energy of like, see what you left, see what I became. Don't you wish you know what I mean? Don't you wish you still had this? That kind of a thing. Let's see. Let's find out now what we have with the last 3 cards are from the Messengers of the Heart. What do they want Pile 3 to know? In the reverse, if there are songs that remind them of you, they avoid them at all costs. Okay, we got music showing up in the reverse. Yeah, in the upright position it says music brings them closer to you. Certain songs remind them of just how special your connection was to them. They're not listening. They're avoiding that kind of music or those specific songs. Okay. What do they want Pile 3 to know? Gossip. There's a lot of gossip that surrounds this relationship that is affecting not only their judgment, but their vision too. They might be listening to other people. Maybe content creators. They could be getting advice from people that maybe they shouldn't really be getting advice from. There is kind of a, what do they call that, a naivete coming through in your person's energy in that aspect. It's like, you know, they're relying on the opinions and the advice and the suggestions of other people, because your person, pile 3, doesn't really trust themselves at this point. They have not yet discovered their own sense of sovereignty, okay? They could be talking a lot about you, you know, to their friends, to their family. Let's get one more. Nope, that did not want to come out. Almost did. What do they want pile 3 to know? And then we will end your reading. Another reversal in the upright position. Okay, justice in the reverse. All right, it says they're trying to do the right thing by offering you something more solid and giving it careful consideration, but it's showing up in the reverse. They're trying as much as they can. It's like they don't want to do the right thing by you, or just in general when it comes to the people that they feel like that they've been hurt or wronged by. You know, and with you falling into that category for whatever reason, pile 3, it's like, you know, this almost feels like your person wanting karma to make its round when it comes to you. They're wanting karmic justice when it comes to you. Bottom of the deck, we have back and forth. They are trying to make sense of this connection, but their emotions swing back and forth between two extremes. And yeah, I was picking up on that a little bit, and more towards the beginning, about how they kind of go back and forth sometimes. Or was that this reading or not? This feels more like your person kind of going back and forth between the version of them that is healed, more healed, that is still healing, right? And then they slip back into the lower nature, the shadow nature that is still there. It's like they're in the process of integrating that shadow, but that shadow part of them still exists. And so they'll go back and forth between their higher self and their shadow self when they're, you know, when they think about you and, you know, whatever other people that they lump you with, right? Sometimes they want revenge. Other times they're like, you know, and when I mean revenge, it's like, I feel like they want revenge either way. But sometimes they're like, you know, the best revenge on pile 3 is to just be the happiest I've ever been without them, right? And then sometimes they'll want revenge by, you know, wanting to hit you where it hurts, right? And so they kind of go back and forth between that. Yeah, let me check that. I feel the sexual tension part real quick to see if that is specifically about you. Is this, I feel the sexual tension in regards to pile 3 directly? It's overall, yeah, with the 6 of Pentacles showing up in the reverse. Okay, that energy, it's like, yeah, they're not necessarily feeling the sexual tension and they're thinking about you. They just, again, your person is coming through as being like abstinent, not, you know, they feel the sexual tension overall because they're not doing anything to release it, right, with anyone else. All right, pile 3, that was your confusing love connection reading. Thank you so much for hanging out with me again today. If you got from this reading what you came here for, take a moment, if you would, and smash that like button for me. It is a wonderful way to energetically donate to the channel. Comment below, let me know that you picked this pile. Let me know how it resonated. If you haven't become part of the family yet, you can do that now simply by subscribing. And don't forget about the notification bell so you don't miss a reading or an announcement in pile 3. I'll see you guys at your next pick a card love reading. Bye, guys.